Hello and good morning. Welcome to the MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show. As you can see, Jeff will be here in just a moment. So until he gets here, we're going to go ahead and invite some people onto this that we need to invite. Oh, there's got to be a faster way to do all of this. Oh, excuse me. Alrighty then. All right. So we are going over the book Failing Forward by John Maxwell, and we're on chapter 8 today. So who is this person making these mistakes? Failure is the greatest opportunity I have to know who I really am. So why do people, why won't people actually change? Some believe they are supposed to pursue a particular course of action for some reason, even though it doesn't suit their gifts and talents. And then others are not self-aware and don't even know what strengths they have that they need to be working on and pursuing. So this goes along with what we're taught in school. You need to go to school, you need to get good grades, you need so you can get a good job. But some people don't follow down that road. And I know I was definitely not one of those people. I went off to college and I was like, this is stupid. Now, depending what you want to do as a career, you do need to go to college. Like if you're going to be a doctor, I want you to know what you're doing. So for certain things that you want to go do, you do need to go to college. But for me personally, it just wasn't something I wanted to go do. I'm like, to me, this is a complete waste of time, because I had to go through all the general classes too. I'm like, this doesn't even have anything to do with the degree I want to go into. Why am I wasting time doing this? Which the degree I was going for was urban forestry until I met Jeff. And then we had the talk of, the money talk of like, this is how money works. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm like, that's a lot of work for not a lot of money. So I was like, alrighty. Because my thought was, growing up, my family's like, do something that you would love to do every single day. And I was like, well, I love to be outside and I loved working for the DNR in high school. Maybe I want to continue doing that. I'm so happy I did not continue doing that. So we can change our whole life and attitude of people around us simply by changing ourselves. So to have an opportunity to reach your potential, you must know who you are and what all your flaws are. So how do you do that? Number one, you have to see yourself clearly. So many people see all the bad and deny the good, or they see all the good and deny the bad. But to reach your potential, you have to see both. What are the good and bad things that you have? And then you know what you need to work on. Number two, you need to admit your flaws honestly. Sometimes we don't even see them, and it kind of takes a mentor when you're working in network marketing. It helps to have that mentor and be like, look, I want to improve. I want to know what I'm really good at and what are some of my flaws, and sit down with that person and have them point it out to you, because there may be some things that you don't even know. So going through a lot of these books, I've had to ask Jeff a couple of times, and I'm like, this is a couple of questions that he's asking me But I'm like, a better question, person to ask would be you. What are some things that you see that I need to work on? So it's good to get another person's perspective because you may not even realize there are a few things that you're doing. Number 3, discover your strengths joyfully. To excel, you need to do well. Number 4, you need to build on those strengths passionately. So you can reach your potential tomorrow if you dedicate yourself to growth today. And remember, to change your world, you first have to change yourself. So not realizing what you want is a problem of knowledge. Not pursuing what you want is a problem of motivation, and not achieving what you want is a problem of persistence. So if you know who you are and make the changes you must in order to learn and grow, and then give everything you've got to your dreams, and then so that way you can achieve everything that your heart desires. So that's basically what I got out of this chapter. Is you're gonna make mistakes, and there's some things that you need to work on, but you need to become more aware of the things that you need to work on. That's why reading is so important, having a mentor and listening to audios, because it's going to point out a whole different point of view that you didn't even know existed. I grew up in northern Wisconsin, and I was in a very small community, and I didn't know a lot of stuff. I was very ignorant to how the world actually worked and how business worked until I started reading, because reading is a great tool to use to make you aware of which of the lessons that you actually need to learn. So with that, that's what I got from this chapter. Jeff, what did you get? Nothing.
No. So it talked about, wanting to learn more about who you are. A couple books that would be probably the best to recommend. Number 1 would be The 21 Qualities of a Leader. The 21 Qualities of a Leader are going to show you, and there's actually a test at the beginning that kind of shows you, hey, where am I on a scale of 1 to 10? You want to do that, you want to take the test. Then you want to give the test to somebody close to you, like family, friend, and then you want to give the test and kind of have somebody evaluate you from the outside, somebody maybe you've worked with that worked under you or worked above you that has even a different point of view. And then you want to see where stuff overlaps, like certain things people will tell you, oh, you're really good at this, you might not think you're so good at. Other things you think you're good at and you're really not that good at. So it's really a great way to evaluate what's going on. That book will probably open the door to some things that you're like, I didn't even know that was a quality that I needed to work on to be necessarily successful inside of building an organization, direct sales, network marketing. The second book is Personality book. I mean, there's many of them. Personality Plus by Florence Littauer, I think is it's an older book, but kind of like a standard in the industry. It talks about it from the Latin point of view: phlegmatic, sanguine, melancholy, choleric, those types of points of view. Great book. Been around for a long, long time. Florence Littauer taught on stages for years about this. Hysterical to listen to if you can find it online. I still have an old cassette tape, that dates me. Old cassette tape of one of the seminars she did. Hysterical, talking about her husband and how he had to cut the grapes off and prune the grapes in a certain order because otherwise you were eating the grapes wrong. Obviously you can figure out who he was. She was just like any order. She would lose her keys on a regular basis. She talked about irregular pantyhose. It's crazy funny. Another book that is kind of maybe more of a modern standard for business would be Personality Profiling by Dr. Robert Rome. Dr. Robert Rome was a child psychologist. Basically, somebody brought him personality profiling, sat down, figured out some of his one daughter, he was having all kinds of, he was having all kinds of problems with, trying to figure out how to basically parent her. The other two kids are kind of really more S-type personalities, so they were kind of soft, sweet, slow, everything was about the status quo and getting along. And then Rachel was a high D, and it was just a mess. They couldn't figure out how to kind of work with her. So in figuring out personality profiling, that helped him there, and then he went and dove into this and started teaching it all over the place. The company now is Personality Insights, which you can go get DIS certified. You can go get group dynamic certified, so that way you can go into groups and kind of show people how to work together that all have these different personalities. And if you kind of know people think differently, all you have to do is work with somebody or live with somebody, and you know right away, hey, this person doesn't do it like I do it. Why is that? At first, opposites attract, and then opposites attack over the exact same issue. Later, that, what interests you in the beginning now is upsetting you, and then you got to get through that. So those two books, in particular, about personalities, and then that first book, The 21 Qualities, how to have power and confidence in dealing with people. Because it really is, it's an internal battle, not an external battle. You have to figure out you, which is what this chapter was really about. You have to figure out you if you want to move forward. If you want to figure out, why you're struggling, why you're failing, maybe in relationships or business, it really starts from the inside. So that book, I've found, How to Have Power and Confidence in Dealing with People, that's Les Giblin, goes over some of the qualities that you need to work on, some of the things that you might be able to do internally and get a better reaction from people. Most of what's going on is internal, meaning it's in your head. It's not actually really coming true. Although we do create self-fulfilling prophecy. Self-fulfilling prophecy is, oh my God, I know this person's going to treat me bad. I know this person's going to treat me bad. Therefore, you ignore them, and then they treat you bad, and you're like, see, I told you that they were going to treat. Well, you kind of did that to yourself. And that happens a lot in a lot of different cases. So that's kind of what I more or less got out of this chapter. Those are the books that I think will help the most. And what's tomorrow?
Tomorrow, oh, I forgot the book downstairs. Well, tomorrow we're going over chapter 9. And actually, that will be Bess going over that chapter because it is Wednesday. So Bess is our partner in crime for the school that we have online for network marketers. So if you're having trouble getting your information out in front of people, that school is designed to help you. So, and it's all generic. Yeah, so you don't have to worry about that. So the show will be with Bess tomorrow. So if you would like to jump on, you need to jump on her page for Bess McCarty. And Bess, you could put a comment below when you watch this, so that way everybody knows where you're at and we can jump on there.
Yep.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, so that way you could go back and watch these later too. So with that, that is all we have for today. And we will see you, well, Bess will see you tomorrow, but we'll see you Thursday.
Thank you.